Hello, all you single Cancers out there. This is a very special reading for all the single people in each astrological sign. Consider this your post-Valentine's Day reading. And I just sort of wanted to do a special reading because a lot of people say, well, I'm single. Can we get a reading for single people? So now is just as good a time as any. And I know that some of you after Valentine's Day might be wondering, well, what happened? Or you might be disappointed again. Or you might be feeling hopeless. So this is a very special reading for you. The most popular question I do get sometimes in tarot is, when will I find love? When will it finally happen? This is going to be a reading using the Celtic cross spread. It's probably one of my most reliable and favorite readings. When I started reading tarot several years ago, it was the first reading I practice on. I like it because it goes in not only in the events and energies and circumstances that are surrounding you in regards to your love life, but it also gives personal insight on what you're doing in this situation, what decisions or choices you're making. That's going to either help or hinder your path to love. So there are going to be 10 cards. And the first card, this is going to be the center card. This is going to be the card that explains the situation. What is the energy surrounding your love life right now? Well, you have Lovers in reverse. And clearly, this might be self-explanatory. The Lovers, the more popular understanding, obviously, of the Lovers is a romantic relationship. Okay? And sometimes, though, it's not just about two people. Sometimes the Lovers is about unity and balance within yourself, not necessarily with another person. Sometimes this can be about loving yourself and being a whole person who's capable of unconditional love. So when this is in reverse, it's not just about a breakup or relationship. It might be for some of you. But it can mean a disconnect in your relationships, a fear of intimacy, making poor choices in relationships. For instance, I'll give you an example. Maybe you grew up in a home where you had a single mother and the father was not present. The lack of having a supportive father who is giving you unconditional love plays a big role in future relationships with other partners. And so the Lover's card, when it's reversed, can actually relate to or reveal issues of loving yourself, your relationship, and how you love other people. Okay. Now, this is going to be the crossing card. This is going to be an influence that will help or hinder what's going on here. And you have a King of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles are very practical, grounded. It's earth energy. Sometimes it has a lot to do with money. And sometimes in romantic tarot readings, the King of Pentacles can represent a particular person who's business-minded. Sometimes someone who's interested in just a physical relationship. So it doesn't necessarily have to represent a person of interest. It can represent someone's energy or the energy in a relationship. I feel that this card, this King of Pentacles crossing the Lover's reverse, is sort of giving me a big heads up that you might be headed towards another relationship. Sometimes the King of Pentacles can represent a person that you're dating, a casual date, okay? So I kind of feel some of you, maybe against your better interests, are sort of gravitating towards dating again, meeting someone. The next card is going to go below, as above, so below. So this first card is a root issue. It is part of the subconscious, the things that are not seen that have an influence on your love life. So we have that Six of Swords here, which is traveling. But it's also a card about healing, trying to get away, to move to a better emotional place, away from something that's painful. And so when I look at this center issue with the Lovers reversed, and then I look at that Six of Swords beneath, what's invisible, maybe you're not seeing clearly, or maybe you don't have a lot of insight, is that for some of you Cancers, and note how the boat is traveling over water. Okay, Cancer, there's no cups so far, but you do have this water. It means traveling and reflecting on your emotions, using your emotions. And you see the oar, this represents a wand as well. You're using your intent to travel over, to travel away from painful memories and emotions or bad relationships. And those swords in the boat, those are the swords that are here to help you think. They represent your thinking process. You're reflecting. The swords are a reminder of the pain that you went through, the anxiety. Okay? But it is about making progress. And maybe some of you are still in the process of healing. So when this King of Pentacles starts showing up as a new influence, and it's covering the center card here, the Six of Swords is still in play here. There could be moving on, but make sure that when you move on and start to date other people, you're not doing it to avoid emotions. You're doing it because you're ready to heal, you're ready to let go. The next card will be the recent past, and we have this shadow side, which is also considered called the devil in other spreads. And of course this shadow side is about overcoming a very toxic, dark energy, an energy that was oppressing. Sometimes that card is associated with addiction. So considering that this root has influences over everything that's happening here, especially in this main cross, you're healing from maybe a very bad relationship or some type of trauma. And once again, it's pretty clear how these three cards are telling a story, that what is the center issue regarding your love life, this disconnect, a disconnect of feelings. We have this shadow side from the recent past, and maybe some of you Cancers are still feeling the negative effects of that energy. And then you have this need for healing and closure with the Six of Swords. And like I said, what is going to help or hinder the situation, I feel it's more of a little bit of hindrance. These, you know, this desire or need to jump into maybe another physical relationship or a liaison with someone, when maybe it might be better to pull back. Above, this is death. Cancer, you're getting some very intense major arcana cards here. Closure, breakups. Death is about transformation. You see this fire? He also has a flag in his hand, almost as if he has a wand. When death happens, you're going through the fire. You're going through a transformation. And it's almost like closure, this figurative death, and then there's a new resurrection. And it's never easy with this, because some of you are very conscious of going through a devastating event in your life. That could be a breakup. Maybe some of you are widows or widowers or something. And so when you're putting all these cards together, the Oracle is speaking very clearly for some of you Cancers that you're still in this phase of healing. You're getting away from something that's been very toxic in your relationships, and you still might need a little bit of time to heal. Now in your near future, you got that Ace of Pentacles, and I've said many a time, this Ace of Pentacles in the context of love and romance, it's the dating card. It's someone approaching you and offering to take you out. So there are going to be new dating opportunities. The question is, how will that play out? Will you be disappointed again? What will be the outcome of that relationship as well? And I kind of see this slowly progressing because pentacles are very slow. And so, you know, maybe this is slowly drawing you out from previous circumstances. Another strong card, this is Karma. And this is the card about what goes around comes around. This is about your energy. What are you contributing to this situation? And it feels as if karma is about not only what goes around comes around, but it's about how the decisions you're making, it's about how the decisions you're making are affecting where you are right now. And it's about taking responsibility as well. So another example, which could apply to quite a few of you. Some of you might have been in a dysfunctional relationship and you decided to stay in the relationship. You didn't want to let go. Maybe your intuition was saying walk away from this person, but you decide not to, and this person ends up cheating with you, cheating on you. This person might end up being abusive. And so this is definitely about some of the decisions that you're making. As I said before, a little bit of avoidance. Maybe you're still not ready to jump into another relationship, because that can definitely happen. Sometimes we do jump into rebound relationships because we're afraid to be alone. And all you're doing is just putting a band-aid over the previous relationship, where you're putting a band-aid over what really is a deep wound that you need time to recover from. But many people, especially in some tarot readings, I get questions not only what will happen in my love life, but when is the next person coming? And sometimes that's not what we need, finding another relationship. Sometimes it's good to be alone. Now, this card is your environment. It surrounds the people, friends, family, co-workers, ex-lovers, ex-partners, current lovers, current partners. Very slow. It's a waiting game. So these pentacles together are giving me a lot of information about how your love life is playing out. There will be opportunities, but you may, I think as far as finding a soulmate or a relationship, it's going to take patience. It's going to take you taking it one day at a time. Not only is this the card of waiting, but it is sort of like waiting for success, planting your seeds and you're waiting for them to grow. So that's where I kind of see the people that you might date or potential partners. It's still a little bit of a waiting game. The next card is Hopes and Fears, and you have a Knight of Swords. Now this Knight of Swords, in corresponding to the Six of Swords here, this healing. So when we take the root, the subconscious energy, which is about healing for you and still being traumatized, this Knight of Swords is very determined. The Knight of Swords is a problem solver. The Knight of Swords is courageous. And the quality of this card is being confident and being vindicated. And so all the things, all the wrong things that have happened to some of you Cancers, there's a hope that yes, that you will be vindicated, that you'll be able to move on. Maybe some of you, and this just popped into my head, are waiting for some type of resolution or apology from someone. But this Knight of Swords is, I feel, a hope that some of you Cancers have. A hope for empowerment. Okay. Your last card, which is the outcome. You have a Three of Cups. And this is wonderful because cups represent water, which is your energy, friendship, and affection. And I feel like that will come for you. it might actually come, I feel like this might actually come for you at the end of July heading into August. And sometimes the Three of Cups can mean an engagement or a very happy occasion where you're partying. Now this doesn't necessarily mean a serious relationship. It could mean a fling, but it can represent two people meeting each other, being very attracted to each other, and forming a very strong bond of friendship. And so, yes, I get a sense of you stepping out of your comfort zone. Maybe you're still a little battered and bruised from previous relationships, you know, and maybe some of you just broke up with someone. That could definitely be the story here. But I feel like there's a very slow healing process here. You need to take it easy. As I said, I think the advice the Oracle is saying, take it one day at a time. But I feel like as the rest of the year unfolds, you will find affection. You will find a kindred soul again. Cancer, that was my reading. Be aware of my special for February and the month of March. $10 for relationship energy readings. It's become my most popular reading, so I hope you take advantage of that. And just a reminder, if you saw the little opening credits, I'm now on instantgo.com/Aire Tarot. So please go ahead, download the app on your phone and add me. This is a great opportunity to get a reading from me and not have to wait or make an appointment. I am off certain days. I do have a little bit of a limited schedule, but the nice thing is that, for instance, on Saturdays I'm usually available afternoons and early evenings, Pacific Standard Time. If you download the app and follow me, you'll find that I'm available usually on Saturday afternoons, and you can just contact me for a reading right away if you see that I'm available. So take advantage of that. I can do phone, chat, or video readings. Thank you guys so much for your support. It's always wonderful to hear from my regulars. I know a lot of you have a lot of complaints about February's readings, the sound and everything. So I had to do a lot of tinkering, uploading my audio software and things like that. So I apologize for that. I hope you can hear me pretty clearly. But I do wish you a lovely spring, and I will see you on YouTube, and of course I will see you next month. And as usual and as always, I wish you love and light.